In the last video, which was the review of the Tascam DR-70d, I'll put a link in here. I talked in passing about how the AA battery life was pretty limited, especially when using phantom power, and how I use a simple USB portable battery charger to power the unit when I take it out for mobile recordings. And then one of the comments that came up on Reddit was again about battery life, and I mentioned that I would do a video to see how long it lasts on this 12,000 milliamp hour USB battery supply. I've used this setup pretty extensively, but I've never really pushed it to its limits. The most I think I've ever done with this setup at one time is maybe 2 hours or so on the battery, and it always worked perfectly, but I've never really pushed it to its limits. So that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to find out just how far it can go. So I wanted this to be more of a real-world test of how I typically would use it on a normal day of work. So first things first, I went ahead and formatted a card in the unit with the battery supplying the power. So we did a card format, we turned on phantom power on channels 1 and 2, and then channels 3 and 4, which are also set to record, are using the built-in microphones in the unit itself. With all 4 tracks recording, I also plugged in a set of Audio-Technica headphones and put the volume to about halfway to monitor the recording the same way I would on a typical job. As we're starting to see the lights on the USB battery now, the way this particular one works is 3 lights is full, then it goes down to 2 lights, 1 light, and then that 1 light flashes in the final moments. Coming up on 3.5 hours here, everything seems to be going great, but I had to run out for a little while, so I reformatted the card once again to give me a clean slate, and switched from having the 2 phantom powered microphones and the 2 internal mics to powering 4 microphones with phantom power and recording those. So we've reformatted again here, and we're going to start recording with all 4 microphones with phantom power. And these were Audio-Technica microphones, the ES935, 2 of those shotgun mics, and then 2 boundary microphones with their power modules that require phantom power. Having only used this setup for a few hours at a time before, never really needing to push it, I maybe expected 4 or 5 hours total, but this is where things started to get interesting. We're 5 hours in and only down 1 bar of battery, so less than half of the battery's been used. And here we're passing 6.5 hours. Just coming up on 7.5 hours, and this is what it looks like when the card fills up all the way. So you'll see here at 7 hours 21 minutes we're still at 2 bars of battery. We go ahead and do another format and keep on recording. We are still at 2 bars of battery, and it's getting close to midnight here, coming up on 9 hours, getting close to 1 in the morning, and I'm beginning to regret not starting this test earlier in the day. Now coming up on 10 hours 15 minutes, 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're finally down to 1 bar of battery, so we're making some progress. At this point, around 11 hours, the card actually filled up again, so I went ahead and did another format at 11 hours and 11 minutes and set it back to record. At this point, it's coming up on 3 o'clock in the morning, and the last light is starting to flash, so we're getting close to being out of juice here, and it's dead. So start to finish, that's 11 hours and 15 minutes of operation on that Jackery battery. Pretty impressive. Leave any questions you have down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.